Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Fish the Mark. Appreciate you joining in and watching the channel. If you like everything that we're doing here or some of what we're doing here, please hit the subscribe button. Really appreciate everybody hitting the subscribe button. It helps out with a lot of things on the channel, so I really appreciate that. This particular video is the third day of our fishing down at Newton Lake in July 2022. This day turned into, we only fished for about 4.5 or 5 hours, but we ended up with 5 overs, probably around 20 pounds between the 5 fish. So we had a really good day. When I say we, I really mean Tim had a good day because I only caught 1 of the overs and Tim caught 4 of the overs. But I think there was a lot to learn from the course of these 3 days, and all kind of came together for us on this third day. And so I'll try to break down what we ended up doing and how we ended up catching them on the final day. And so let's take a look and see how it went. And we started out down here at the dam, and we really only fished 2 spots all day. The other days when I showed you the spots that we caught fish at, we actually fished all over the lake. This particular day, we only fished 2 spots. So we started out at the dam, picked up 1 here, and then we went up to the second spot that I'll get into in more details in a few minutes. But let's take a look at what happened down at the dam first. So we ran down there, and clear day, no wind. I was actually pretty worried about how this day was going to start. And this is about the 5th or 6th cast of the day. And I get a little bump, set the hook, and I'm throwing that 1/2 ounce Strike King Jig here. On the jump, the fish didn't look that big, but the closer he got to the boat, the bigger he ended up getting. And ended up with a 17-inch bass here on this 1/2 inch jig. Once again, casting it out about 6 feet of water, just like the first few days, letting it sink down, bringing it back slowly out to about 15, 18 feet. If I don't get one, then make another cast again. Okay, now we've moved to this second spot, which is right up here. And a couple things that I want to show on this spot. First of all, within this spot, there's 2 points that are underwater that are quite a ways out from shore. And this is the Navionics web app that shows this. The wind, we ended up picking up a little bit of cloud and a little bit of wind, and that really helped our day out. The wind was blowing from the north, so it was coming this way. This little hump, so on the southern end of these 2 humps, this little hump here had a rock pile on it. And we discovered that if we were downwind, casting up, dragging across that rock pile, that we could catch a fish. And so pretty much everything we caught the rest of the day was doing that. Tim caught him on a football head jig, and I caught him on a BiffleBug on a rocker head that was football shaped as well. And I'll show you a picture of what I was using them on at the end here. So let's take a look at some of these fish catches. This is really the first one of the day over on this spot. And Tim gets hit pretty hard, lays into it, and he kept saying it was a small fish, but the closer it got to the boat, the bigger it seemed to get. And so I ended up putting the rod down and helping, because it ended up being a much bigger fish than what I think we thought it was going to be to begin with. And ends up being a nice 19-inch bass here that Tim catches. There it is. It's a good looking fish there. Nice solid 4-pounder probably. Then we go a little bit longer, and the wind picks up a little more, and Tim gets another one. Now the shocking thing about this is that Tim catches 4 overs during the course of this day, but he missed 3 others. He could have had 7 overs. He was working on a big day. This one here, I think, ends up, if I remember right, ends up being the big fish of the day. It ends up being over 21 inches. Nice solid 5-pounder that he got in the boat here. For a while there, it stayed down so deep and pulled so hard, we thought maybe it was a catfish. But it ended up being this real nice bass that you'll see here in a few minutes. You know it's serious when Tim stands up to reel him in. And there we go. See, nice 21-inch, 5-pound bass. That's a good fish right there. So Tim's got 2 overs in the boat. And this time it's my turn to get a hit. Boom. Terrible hook set. Don't know what I was doing with my arms. But got hooked up with this one. As you'll notice throughout the course of the day, other than once, all of mine are 17 3/4. Tim's catching 19s to 21s, and I'm catching 17 and a half, 17 3/4. Now here's where I had a little camera snafu. This is my one over that I caught, and of course I didn't get the hook set and the reeling them in captured on camera. I don't know exactly how I did this, but I missed everything except for taking him off the hook. Go figure. But it ended up being an 18 3/4, so it was another nice fish that I got, or that we got on the day, and bumping him just to see how big he is here, and cutting him loose. And then we're talking to some friends over here that are off camera, and as I talked about on the first 2 days, we needed to talk more because we would talk and ignore our lines and we would get a hit because the fish really wanted a dead stick. So Tim and I, neither one are paying attention. We're turning around talking to our friends, and in that process, Tim realizes he's got one. And he rips into it and brings this one in. Another nice fish. Ends up being a little bit over 19 inches. Once again, he's throwing a 1/2 ounce football head jig and green pumpkin. This fish takes him for a ride around the boat a little bit. And there's our buddies that we were talking to when he set the hook. Ready to say hi to E and T. And there's a nice 19-incher. I think it was actually like 19 and a half that one was. And there's a better shot of that one. And then I get another one. See, we're downwind, casting upwind, dragging across that rock pile is all we're doing. This one here ends up not being what we're looking for. This one ends up being catfish. So if you remember back to the day 1 video, I talk about how it's an excellent fishery for catfish according to the DNR, and we caught catfish every single day. And here's another one. So there we go. But it's a good eating fish if you were eating them. And just to make sure we got our limit fish in the boat, Tim sets the hook on this one. And Tim brings in another really nice fish here. Once again, downwind, casting upwind, dragging our lures right across that rock pile. And we spent, I don't know, 3 to 3.5 hours fishing those 2 humps before, and in that process, we figured out that rock pile and figured out if we're downwind casting up that we could catch some good fish off that rock pile. And so once we kind of settled in on that, we started catching them fairly regularly. There's another 19 plus fish. that Tim caught. Another nice 4-pound, 4+ pound fish that we got in the boat. One of the things you guys will notice here, I've got my bump board Velcroed to that lid. Makes it really easy just to pop open the lid, take a measurement, and release the fish right back in. So we're going to take a picture of this fish. So and then put an end on the day here. Once again, you'll notice that not paying attention to anything. I'm one-handing it, looking at the graph, trying to see what's going on when I get the hit. So set the hook. It's another nice fish, but true to form, mine 17 3/4. And that was our fish off the on day 3. About 4 hours of fishing, 4.5 hours of fishing, catching 20 pounds with 5 overs, and catching several other that are just under 18 inches. So really good day out there. Let's take a look at the lures that we use to catch these. Or that I used. This 1/2 ounce Strike King Jig with the Rage Craw trailer, and then caught most of mine, and that's what I caught them on the dam with. And then when we went out and started fishing that rock pile, I started doing better with this BiffleBug on a Swinghead. So that's a BiffleBug there, and this head on this hook is a Swinghead, so it's not fixed on there, and it swings around. So I was using a 1/2 ounce swing head with this BiffleBug. So this is what it looks like before I assemble it, and then this is all put together, Texas rigged. I got that BiffleBug on there, and that's what I was catching my fish on when we got out to that hump and that rock pile. And just to show everybody the day that Tim had, that's the first one. Here comes the next 3 right here. He had 4 fish that were all significantly over 18 inches. Between the 5 fish that we got, we were right around 20 pounds. So we ended up with a really nice day out there for July. I think fishing July in a power plant lake when it was 90 some degrees all 3 days, be able to finish up with 5 bass that were over probably 20 pounds altogether, 5 of them over 18 inches. Shows the quality of the fishery that Newton is, and shows that we were able to kind of piece something together. And the important thing was not only were we fishing deep, we found more on rocks than we did anywhere else. If we could find rocks, we would catch more fish, and the bigger ones. But also, we had to fish really slow. And I think if we would have fished even slower, we would have caught more fish than we did. Because a lot of our fish seemed to come while we were distracted doing something else, and we would get a hit on that. So I think it's really important when you're fishing these deep summer patterns, once you find the fish, you may need to really slow it down and kind of dead stick it out there a little bit. And I think you might do a little better than even we did on this trip. So, but Tim, congratulations on a great day at Newton, and thanks for being my partner for 3 days. And thanks to everybody else for coming in and joining the channel. Appreciate you watching. Let me know what you'd like to see us do in the future. Hit the subscribe button and provide some feedback in the comments and how you like to fish at Newton. Thanks, and have a great day.